Shalom. I want to first start off giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto our apostles, as well as the men that taught our apostles, and the elder high priests and elders at Great Millstone. Peace and blessings unto the 144,000 and the rest of the elect of the nation of Israel. This is the brother Abadia from the GMS Houston camp. And it's going to be some quick hit. If the Lord say the same, the Lord Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Okay, this is Proverbs 22:16. Lord willing, this is edifying. It says, He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. And I want to look up a couple of words in this verse and go back through this verse and dissect it. This is, something easy to understand. And Esau did this. The so-called white man did just what we're reading in this verse. It says, He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches. Esau is on the level he's on because of oppression. Of course, also rape, robbery, and murder. So let's look at the word oppresseth. I also want to look at this word want at the end of the verse. Right. So the word oppresseth goes back to the Hebrew 6231 or H6231. And this word is Aishak. Aishak. Okay. And it says to press upon, oppress. It says violate. Yep. Let's do this. Violate. Break or fail to comply with a rule or formal agreement. Oh boy. Perfect example. Esau, or the so-called white man, what he did to the so-called Native American Indians. He violated them. He violated contracts. He broke every peace treaty that they had worked up, right? It says defraud. Yeah, Esau came up through rape, robbery, and murder. He didn't work hard. He didn't grind and put in work, and then was able to build up a inheritance and wealth, and then hand that down to his children throughout the generations. It didn't go down that way. Okay? They came up off stolen land, stolen resources. That's Esau's MO. He's nothing but a thief and a rapist and a robber. Robber and thief is the same thing. A murderer. It says defraud. Illegally obtain money from someone by deception. Esau does that to this very day. It do violence, get deceitfully, wrong, extort. Yeah, your taxes is really an extortion, obtained by force, threat, or other unfair means. Yep. So yeah, we've been extorted. The nation of Israel has been extorted in many different ways. Esau comes at you with force, okay, to get what he wants through the sword. It says to oppress, wrong, extort, to oppress, to be exploited. Exploited. Make full use and derive benefit from a resource. Check that. And Esau's then use the mineral resources that don't belong, that's not on his land, because everything that he got and he gets from this side of the world doesn't belong to him. And the things he benefits off the the resources of the world, the mineral resources and resources of the world. He rips the other nations off on their resources. He rips off the nation of Israel. He's ripped us off the most. 3,000 by 2,000 square miles worth of land, straight up stolen. And then now this is his homeland. Ain't that something, boy? That we've been our apostles on down, and their teachers been talking about this. Yeah, we talk about it a lot. It's a hell of an example to bring up on how treacherous this man is and how he came up from pretty much nothing. The head tribe of Edom, Amalek, sponsored their voyage over here. Okay, the Amalekites, um, somewhat. Some was by Spain, um, but yeah, well, those were Sephardic Jews, so-called Jews, right? Um, then you had the French over here. You got the UK over here, but the money to get this place going and to get them over here. I'm talking about not when Christopher Colombus came over, but yeah, that too. Him, and also when the UK or the British came over. Okay, the 13 colonies, in which Esau was the Edomites that came over here were breakaways from Great Britain. Okay, they started saying that. Then they came over here, called themselves Puritans and these other different names. Okay, and they raped, robbed, and murdered to come up. That's why Esau still to this day is in the power seat of these different companies and society in itself. Even the low level Edomites are on a higher level than Jake. They have different privileges, okay, that Jake don't get. So going back to the verse, Proverbs 22 and 16, he that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches. Esau did that. Okay, he did it all throughout the Americas, North, South, and Central America. And he's done it all over the world. He really came, and then he got free labor. He got, 250 years of free labor, or however many years it was. And then when the sharecropping thing came about, he was ripping off Jake's. Then Jake putting so-called Negroes putting in, all this hard work for no pay, and they didn't have to worry about paying a dime for labor costs, a red cent. And it says, and he that giveth to the rich, yep, help the rich and oppress the poor. Okay, that's Esau's motto. It says, because in order to have, you have to have poor to have the rich. Without the poor, you can't have the rich. Overwork Israelites and underpay them shall surely come to want. I want to look up this word want. So this is the consequence for, coming up in a big way through oppressing the poor. You know, hold on. Oh yeah. All right. Okay, let me see if I can pronounce this. This goes back to Strong's H4270, and this Hebrew word is mach 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 machasawar. I don't know if it's mach sawar, okay, or mach Macha Sawar. And it says need, poverty, things needed, need, things needed, lack, want, need, poverty. So Esau is going to be living in extreme poverty when the kingdom comes. The tables are going to turn. Okay? And guess what? Everything you got is going to be taken from you. Not wickedly, though. See, Esau took, in the form of rape, robbery, and murder from the Israelites. Okay? To come up in their position of wealth and power. All right? And they did it in absolute wickedness and unrighteousness. Well, the same thing is going to happen to Esau, but the only thing is, this is going to be called justice. All that you stolen, you're going to give it up. Okay? And you're going to have nothing. You're going to be beyond poor. Okay? And that's called justice. So it's a righteous thing to execute justice in the earth. And the just thing is to return the same thing onto you that you did onto the children of Israel. You literally, it's not just a set of words that make up a phrase: rape, robbery, and murder. No, you did that straight up and down. You raped boys and girls and women and men, Israelites. You murdered them and you robbed the shit out of them. Okay? And that's why this devil is in the position he's in to this day. You know? The Israelites made this man great. His kingdom great. Okay? So I'm going to end right here. Lord willing, this video was edifying again. And until the next one, I say shalom.